In terms of, from I guess a householder point of view, in probably New South Wales and probably Australia as well, there's a movement to make larger homes on smaller blocks of land with fewer people living in the house, and then air condition the whole thing. And in terms of densities, greenfield sites, services, infrastructure going out to these large homes, the energy input in trying to cool, air condition a big house as opposed to a smaller house. In 20 years' time, I wonder about these houses when the energy costs have gone through the roof. They're not very good for being passively ventilated or passively heated, and people won't be able to afford to turn on their air conditioners. One of the concepts about the Live greenhouse was that we worked on the concept of the long life loose fit, where basically the design of the house is made of in a modular format, in a format that is easily adjustable, so that in the future, if the house, when it becomes redundant as a exhibition space, it can become a house for someone, or a home, or a shed, or some other type of structure, a seed shed for a garden or something like that. So, and then the other concept about the house was through the modular concept, and the source material, which is plywood, is dimensions of 1.2 by 2.4. So to reduce wastage, we basically cut all the divisions for all the components of the house into divisions of the 2.4, so 600, 1200, 1800. And then basically every time we cut a piece down, we knew that we could use that piece for another part. And essentially, we found that we did reduce a lot of wastage, and in the end, we just get smaller and smaller pieces, and so it was quite a successful sort of design decision. It goes up in about 8 hours, and it comes down in about 6 hours with a team of 6 people. We start at 6 a.m. and we finish pretty late, but it's still, you know, for a day, for a house that's, you know, potentially could be someone's very small, like a small home, it's a pretty good, I think, construction period. The other thing, a quick construction is always good for whatever building that you do, because you reduce the on-site issues, you reduce any weather issues, you reduce any potential waste or damage that you do on the site. So that's another, I guess, an environmental consideration. The house is made of a lot of lightweight materials, which is quite good for a modular system, and also good for low impact construction. Basically, all the units in the house that we've designed are able to be picked up by 2 people, and it can be bolted together by, you know, just a spanner and an Allen key, and so you actually don't need any power tools on site. You don't need any cranes. You don't need any equipment, basically. So that's, I guess, another good consideration. After some of the events, we've had a lot of interest into it being a prefabricated home. The quick construction time and the ease of construction, basically, it can be set up in a day, but also it can be set up on an uneven site. So I've got a sample here of the footing system, and basically it's just a scaffold system, but you can screw up and adjust the height of the floor. So as long as you put in a decent footing, so you put some concrete pier down, or you put some level structure, or you have a rock ledge that it sits on, then you can put this house up very quickly. So following on from that, we're investigating making it into a prefab system. We're looking at redesigning the ply kit house so that it doesn't fall over. Redesigning it so that we can make it even smaller than it actually is, because we think that you could redesign it and make it more functional, more space efficient, and in a smaller floor plate, and therefore less cost and faster construction. And be just as livable. And so the format that we've got now is a very small, I think it's almost about 15 square meters for a one-bedroom house, and being able to be constructed in a week's time is pretty good. So that's where we're heading with at the moment.